Welcome back, everyone, to a new segment here on the balance sheet. This will be the balance sheet fantasy draft. This is actually coming from a lot of feedback that we've had from our viewers, listeners. We talk about the business a lot, and we get asked all the time, how would you build a roster? You guys ever think of building a roster against each other? And we wanted to introduce this to everyone, and it's going to be a little bit different than what you would know as like fantasy sports where you're totaling up numbers. We are not going to be doing it that way. We are going to be doing this in a more subjective manner because guess what, guys? Wrestling is subjective, and we also want to be able to branch out further from just WWE and AEW and kind of open it up to the whole world of women's wrestling. So Raj and I are going to pick a roster of 10 women each. Two of the women must be unsigned. And what we're going to do is every 2 weeks, we will assess how our rosters did, almost as if we had a show built around these women. How would that show have done? And we'll have some rules in place where we're able to add and drop as we go along. But we really want this to be interactive. And those of you who follow along with us will get the opportunity to vote not only on our initial roster, whose roster you like the best to start with, but how our rosters did during the competition period and choose a winner. And again, purposefully, we're leaving this subjective because I think the point is it's really no way to measure wrestling. It's not about star ratings. It's about enjoyment and subjectivity. So what would you like to add before we get into it?
I think that this is a great opportunity for our listeners to give us input. Honestly, even troll us like, hey, Raj, what kind of crappy roster did you pick? I think that's what's fun about this because everybody's passionate about their favorite wrestlers. And what I'm excited about the most is people complaining about where people got drafted, because that's what's great about the NFL draft, which is, oh my goodness, how did they let that person slip to, how do they let Jalen Carter slip to 9? Those type of things. So I think that that's what I'm excited about is the interaction, and we want to be more interactive with our listeners, and it allows them an opportunity to critique us or praise us, and I think that that's really cool. So I'm excited for this. We don't yet have a determination of who gets the first pick because we cannot do what they call a snake draft. So it has to be first, second, back to the first person. So on air, while we're recording, we're going to play a game of rock, paper, scissors, and the winner gets the first pick.
I think you can't go wrong with the game of rock, paper, scissors. All right.
Okay, so it's 1, 2, 3, right?
1, 2, and then go.
Yeah.
Okay.
1, 2, go.
What do you got? Scissors? All right.
Yeah.
Raj has the first pick.
All right. I got to tell you something. I thought about that when we knew we were going to do this. I said, I bet you, knowing him, he's going to pick paper because he's going to think I pick rock, so I'm going to pick scissors. That's actually what happened. I even wrote it down here. Okay. This one's very easy. My number one pick is Rhea Ripley.
All right. And again, just to reiterate, he gets to keep Rhea on his roster as long as he wants. So that's a great pick for him. But there could be, weeks at a time where if Rhea is not in matches and stuff like that, that will kind of be held against him. That's kind of the way we're going to look at it every couple of weeks. But the obvious number one pick, Rhea Ripley, in my opinion. I am going to not confuse the situation for myself at all, and I will be picking Mercedes Moné with the second pick. Predictable.
Yeah, I had to have the first pick because if I didn't get these two women, I would have been so pissed. So I'm taking number 3, Stephanie Vakor.
And I bet you everyone who listens to us, if they would have known you had the first pick and I had the second pick, that they would have got the top 3 exactly right. That's okay. I know Mercedes is going to wrestle her ass off this year, so I think I'm going to get a lot of good stuff
But
there.
here's the thing, I had to pick Rhea first, and here's why. If I picked Stephanie first, which I technically wanted to do, you would have taken Rhea. Because I don't know if you could have passed up Rhea sitting there. So I'm
Right.
like, he might take Mercedes, but I can't risk it. But if I take Rhea, he's definitely taking Mercedes, and I'll get Stephanie. So I win. That, in my opinion, I wanted those two. So yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So you're up, number 4.
So it's funny is I think there's a pretty obvious fourth pick, but the recency on this is she just doesn't wrestle enough, and that's annoying. But if I don't pick her, you're certainly picking her at number 5, and then I'll feel really, really stupid when you have a team of Rhea Ripley, Stephanie Vicor, and Io Sky. So I will pick Io Sky.
Okay.
And here's
That,
where we get to the part of the draft that's probably less predictable.
that really hurt.
I know.
It hurt because, if anybody can see this, Rhea, Stephanie, Io. That was my plan. is to get all 3. Okay, so you have thrown a little bit of a curveball to me. So I am going to go into your wheelhouse and take somebody that you are a super fan of. I'm going to take Roxanne Perez.
Good pick.
I am going to take a workhorse person.
She will be on TV and she will be wrestling.
Yep.
I am picking next. I'm gonna go with the maybe I'm gonna guess the greatest Money in the Bank briefcase holder ever coming up, and I'm picking Naomi. I think she'll be the hottest thing in wrestling over the next couple months from a storyline perspective.
Yeah, I think that's a great pick. I mean, I don't think you can go wrong with Naomi. What number are we at?
We've each have 3 people.
Okay. All right. Well, this is interesting. This is a risky pick. No, I'm not going to risk that. Is it a risky pick? Maybe. Let me think. You know what? This one's easy. I have to take her. I mean, if I don't, somebody else will. You probably wouldn't take her, but I'm gonna take her. I'm gonna take Tiffany Stratton.
Oh, I absolutely was. I almost picked her instead of Naomi.
Yeah, I'm definitely taking Tiffany, even though I know she's gonna be cashed in on, which I'm fine with. In fact, I want it. But yeah. Okay.
All right. I will be picking Tony Storm next.
That's a good pick.
TV time, baby.
Yep.
Got to go with the
No,
TV
I agree.
time.
Yep, you're right. No, the TV time is good. That's one of the reasons that I picked Tiffany. Okay, so I have Rhea, Stephanie, Roxanne, Tiffany so far, right?
Yep.
All right, I'm playing the long game with this one. I'm taking Willow Nightingale.
I'm so mad.
Well, if you
I
want
was
to,
picking.
if you want to give up EO for Willow, I'm all ears.
I was picking Willow. I was picking Willow next. Um, and I would have picked Willow earlier if I had more faith in Tony Khan. I think Willow's a top 4 pick. If we kept these, we haven't decided. Maybe we'll go all in to all in or something like that, and then we'll kind of refresh the rosters or something. But yeah, Willow hurts. I think Willow has as much upside as anyone. So my next pick, with you nailing the Willow pick, especially with the long game, my next pick is the newly minted Blake Monroe, which I feel incredible about getting her right here because I think she's going to run NXT for the next 3 weeks, 3 months, 6 months, a year. We don't know, but as long as she's there, she's going to run that show.
Yeah, no, it's a solid pick. It's a solid pick. So I'm kind of surprised that it's taken this long to call this person's name, but she is somebody I am taking now and I'm stashing away, which is Bianca Belair. Because she's Bianca Belair.
Yeah, I mean it's a true stash because she may not be on TV till SummerSlam.
She won't be on TV till SummerSlam, but it's fine. I get it. I'm playing the long game with her because she's Bianca Belair.
Yep. Man. All right, with my next pick, I'm going to keep it in the B's. We got two in a row. Let's make it three in a row. I'll go Becky Lynch, your current
Yeah. Mhm.
women's intercontinental champion.
Yeah, that is a really good pick at that. It's a value pick, as I would call it, because she is going to be on TV a lot.
Yep.
And I wanted to take Becky. I'm always hesitant with the quote unquote people who have the tour bus and the fly private. Like, what is her? Well, Seth's on TV a lot, so I guess her schedule is going to be good. All right. This one isn't a stash pick. This is somebody who I see big things for quickly is Julia, because she will be the next US women's champion. And that at that point, her TV time will pick up.
Yep.
Okay.
That's a great pick.
So I'm at 7, right?
Yep. So you got to go two unsigned on your last
Mhm.
three. All right. I am going to pick. Whew, I could reach into your lunchbox again, and it's just a matter of who I think is going to win Queen of. I'm at the Queen of the Ring pick. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah. You're thinking you're thinking about Jade or Alexa Bliss. That's what you're thinking,
yeah,
right?
that's exactly where I'm at.
So,
Um, all right, I'll probably let you have Alexa. I'm gonna go Jade because I think they care a lot about her being in a good spot for the Atlanta show. So whether she wins Queen of the Ring or not, I think she'll have a big match on Evolution.
before I take Alexa, which everybody thinks I'm going to take, I have a question about the unsigned thing.
Mhm.
Does a Stardom wrestler count as unsigned?
Yeah. And we'll assess for unsigned because we don't keep up with the TVs, and frankly, both of us are too busy to do so. It'll be based on matches, so it can be an indie, it can be CMLL, it could be Stardom, and we will just ask the people who grade us to just grade on, did they have a match, did they win or lose, type of thing.
So I will take Alexa Bliss here. I will
Okay,
take Alexa Bliss. Okay.
all right. This young woman is what we call booked and busy. Uh, now that she's outside of WWE. And I think she's going to be wrestling a lot. And I think a lot of independent companies in the United States are going to want to feature her and put their belts on her. So I am very impressed with your new indie god, Shotzi Blackheart. And she will be my first unsigned talent.
Okay. So technically this person is unsigned. She also could be the best women's wrestler in the world, and I'm taking Mayu Iwatani.
Is she going to wrestle, though?
Well, she's wrestled already a lot in not Stardom, sorry. What is the new
Marigold.
Marigold compared to what she wrestled in Stardom. So, let's see if they get her on the Evolution card. But yeah, I'm taking Mayu because I know in Marigold, the only way that promotion can grow is she's the draw, so she has to wrestle more. She just has no
Yep.
choice. And she already has like 7 belts. So
Yep. So I got what, two picks left, right? You got one. Um, I got three women on the unsigned piece to decide between, and it's just a matter of who's working right now. I'll lock in my last signed talent, and it's kind of a long term. Putting a little bit of faith on here, and maybe I'll cancel out Willow because maybe they'll be tag team champions together. But I'm gonna go Chris Statlander.
okay. So I am gonna go as my last pick as the 2024 Women's Wrestling MVP of a certain newsletter. And I'm taking Saray.
All right. So for everyone who's listening, we didn't plan this days in advance, so we're kind of just ripping off the fly here. And as we're both, that's your last pick, right?
Yep.
And I don't have any more main roster spots, so we did have a big giant whiff on someone here that we missed on. And it occurred to me after I said Chris Statlander's name. Can you think of who it is? Feel free to just kill us in the comments on this one. WWE.
Okay.
You said 2024 MVP, and I went, oh shit.
Yeah, I know. We missed Bailey.
No. Worse.
2024 MVP?
What woman was on TV more than anyone in WWE?
Okay. Well, the other one, I get it. Liv Morgan.
Yeah.
Yeah, Liv Morgan. Okay. It's either Bailey or Liv Morgan. But here's the thing, right? Liv is somebody that I thought about and I have it written down, but it's like, is she going to be part of a tag? If she's in a tag team, tag teams don't get the TV time. She gets TV time, right? She's in segments and she's going to wrestle Nikki Bella, apparently, or it's going to be the Bellas versus her and Raquel. But to me, I feel like Liv already losing Queen of the Ring takes time away from her on TV.
Yeah, that's fair.
So yeah, you could. I mean, you should.
I'll call myself out and say my roster would have been better if I picked Liv. So
well, you know what? I will give you an opportunity just for the sake of the draft to make it more interesting to take Liv. Take her
instead of Chris.
Yeah, I'm fine if you want to take her instead of take Liv instead of Chris. I'm fine with it.
All right, so I'm amending my Chris Statlander pick to Liv Morgan.
Okay.
And again, we're gonna have up to two. We're gonna have up to 2 drops per week to shuffle roster spots. But all right, so with my based on the next 2 weeks, also booked and busy, I'm gonna go Elena Black.
Okay. Elena, I thought you would take Elena and Shotzi as the unsigned, and I was like, okay, so I'll get Mayu and Saray at the end of the draft, which is fine by me. The draft was pretty much what I expected, except for one thing. You were not supposed to take Io. It was supposed to be Rhea, Mercedes, Stephanie, then you take Willow, and then I take Io. And that's how this was supposed to be perfect for me. And then I'd be in bliss.
Well, if you are mad at me about that, be mad at Tony Khan, because if he booked Willow more consistently, that's exactly what would have happened.
Yeah, I only took Willow simply because I know how much, she's a trade piece for me. And I got to figure out a way to give up her and somebody to get Io back. Because Io, I mean, when Io sees this, she knows she wants to be on my roster because that's where she belongs. But I think that like I said, the getting the number one, because I wasn't convinced. Okay, if you got number one, I'm like, okay, he's gonna take Mercedes 1. I'll take Rhea. Then he's gonna take Stephanie, and then I'm gonna be really frustrated. So now I'll take Io, but I wanted to have 2 of 3. I was hoping for 3 of 3. I wanted Rhea, Stephanie, Io, and that was kind of like my 3 because I knew that whatever pick you got, you were taking Mercedes. So she didn't factor into my plans because there was no world where if I took Rhea, then you go, oh, I'll take Stephanie. Then I'm like, oh, I actually get Mercedes. I never thought I was going to get her in this draft. So I never had her in my plans.
Well, you can call me biased, but the one thing we know about Mercedes over Rhea, Stephanie, and Io is she's going to get to wrestle on the pay-per-views.
That's true. No. That's a fair point. And she might not get the TV time that Rhea gets or Stephanie gets, but she will definitely get the pay-per-view time. So I think it's a good pick. But again, I never went into this thinking I was going to get Mercedes, because at the first pick I wanted Rhea. So it was no matter what, I was gonna never get Mercedes. So I didn't really factor into the plan. So we're going to be posting the rosters on our X pages, and we're going to let you guys make comments and start the conversation. You know, maybe we completely don't know what we're talking about, and you had to pick 10 stardom wrestlers or 10 New Japan or WWE wrestlers or 10 AEW wrestlers.
We did keep it at 10 with two unsigned talents because we're not stupid. We get it, and I know I called out Liv Morgan, but there's a plethora of women that we missed. The rosters just aren't big enough. Lyra,
Yeah, Lyra,
Bailey, Chris
Charlotte.
Statlander, Charlotte. Um, it's
um,
that way by design because in a couple weeks, when say if Julia is not on, doesn't win the U.S. belt and is not on TV, Raj is going to have the agonizing, oh, do I drop Julia for Lyra? I feel like she's been on TV. Oh, Bailey's getting hot, or I'm going to see Jade Cargill go out to film a
Evolution.
movie and I'm going to need to, drop her. And so it's supposed to be hard on purpose. So we tried to keep it really only 8 signed women is not that much because there's more than 16 great women just in WWE. So,
Yeah, it's a tough thing, and honestly, like we didn't take Asuka. You know, we didn't take
right,
Kyrie. We
right.
didn't take Suri. We didn't take uh so many women that are all over the world. I mean, you look at the indies, we didn't take Athena. We didn't take Billy Starks, right? We didn't
Catalina would have been a good unsigned
Catalina.
person.
We
Maya,
didn't
yeah,
we didn't take somebody who gets a lot of TV time, Marina Shafir. I mean, she's on TV every week
it's true.
in big segments, right? If we're playing the game that way, Marina Shafir would be high on a list because she's guaranteed a spot on TV every week.
I
No
will
matter.
say, I think you could have some weeks where you go 6 of 8, where you got no Willow and no Bianca on TV, and you got to have your 6 others carry the weight for you.
Yeah, the Bianca one is a stash and is a stash pick because Willow, I guess with Willow, she's been on TV every week. I mean, she has not missed TV. But she's in these mixed gender matches now, which is fine. I mean, at least she gets her on TV and she wins. But I like the Bianca pick is just you have Naomi, and I just don't see a world where Naomi Bianca isn't some main feud later this year.
Yep.
There's no way. And again, we can talk about Naomi a lot more next week, but Naomi is going to cash in on Bianca. I don't know how they're going to get there, but she's going to cash in on Bianca. She's not cashing in on Tiffany because that's obvious. She's not cashing in on Io because there's no story there. Like, what does that? That doesn't do anything for anybody. It's just a bad story. It has to be Bianca because then she can say, Bianca, you never answered my calls. You never took me back, and I had to prove a point. It has to be Bianca. So at some point, to me, Bianca's winning the title. And when she wins the title, she's going to lose it to Naomi, but I think she'll get the title back. So I'm planning the long game for
Playing the
that.
long game. All right.
Yep. All right. Well, we will be posting this Friday.
Yes. You know what? If you're listening now, whatever day you heard it, we might go earlier than Friday. We'll talk about it, but I think getting it out there will be fun. We'll time it, and I think this is going to be a lot of fun going forward because if you haven't learned this about both of us, Raj and I are highly competitive.
Yeah.
So
We'll see how it works
we'll
out.
see. Yeah.
All right, everybody. Talk to you next week.
Talk to you next week, everyone.